The next Xbox is a handheld. So we've been talking about the future of Xbox hardware here, and those discussions keep coming up, even though we've been told multiple times that it is happening, and it is absolutely happening in one way or another. There will be future hardware for Xbox for gamers who want to stay in the ecosystem. One pieces of hardware that we will be getting is handhelds, and the next Xbox is going to be a handheld. It has now been leaked. We've heard about this project Kennen, and we were looking at what that meant. What type of handheld was this? Was this going to be developed and made by Xbox themselves, or was this going to be outputted from Asus or another manufacturer? And it looks like that is the case. This is going to be an Asus ROG Ally in collaboration here with Xbox, and we are going to be getting a specific, on its own, different than the current Asus ROG Ally out there, Xbox handheld. And it looks pretty similar, but there are some differences here. Pictures of this handheld have now officially been leaked, and we will go take a look at it, and I'll give you my thoughts on what I think about it. So here it is. Microsoft and Asus Xbox handheld appears in leaked photos, and this appears to be Project Kennen, an Xbox branded version of the upcoming Asus ROG Ally 2. So I guess this is going to have its own line on top of the Asus ROG Ally 2 when they do release it. So there will be, from the sounds of that, not only a change in the form factor, as you can see the picture here on the screen. I would say the biggest difference here are those handles, those grips on the side that definitely make this thing far more bulky than the current Asus ROG Ally. And the other big difference here is going to be that Xbox button on the left side. I actually am totally okay here with it being bulkier and having those handles on the side. Similar kind of to the bulkiness of the Steam Deck, which I liked, because the reality is, with a lot of these PC handhelds, you're playing them at your house. You're playing them already plugged into an outlet. You're playing them in your bed or whatever. A lot of people just play it like that. It's not always for portability, although they can still be portable. You can still put this in a case and put it into your backpack or something and take it with you on the go. But I like the bulkiness and I like handles because my hands tend to fall asleep with thinner grips and smaller handhelds. So I need something that feels like a real controller. This absolutely looks like this is going to feel basically like an Xbox controller in your hands with a screen slotted in the middle and then an Xbox button on the side. And they're saying here that if this has to be an iteration of the Asus ROG Ally 2, this means there is going to be a spec bump to this. This is going to be a more powerful version of the current Asus ROG Ally. So here's the article from The Verge. The first photos of the Asus ROG Ally 2 have surfaced online thanks to regulatory listings, but with a twist, there are two versions of the gaming handheld, and one features a dedicated Xbox button. So you can see it here. The white one is the normal Asus ROG Ally, no Xbox button. There's a button there, but it does not have the Xbox logo on it. And on the back here, it has the ROG branding and everything. And then we have the black one here. And again, the difference here really is just that Xbox button. And that is the top view of it. You can see those triggers. They are bulky. They look very comfortable and ergonomic. And some people will be against this, but I am totally for this when it comes to these PC handhelds. I don't really care too much about the portability of them. I will find a way to take with me on the go with its own separate case, but as long as it feels good in my hands, that's kind of what I prefer. And I wonder here what that screen is going to be all about. Continues on here and says 91 mobiles found listings for the ROG Ally 2 at the Indonesian certificate, and video cards link those to an FCC listing for the Wi-Fi module included in the two devices. Now, in terms of the specs, this is what they do reveal. There's some limited specs here, but I think it's some important stuff here, specifically the screen size. It is a 7-inch, 120 hertz LCD display, which is basically the exact screen that is on the Nintendo Switch too. I wonder if it is the exact same screen and they're getting it from the same manufacturers. That would be interesting to test out once this thing does come out. It's about the same as the first generation, they say, with an 8-core 36-watt AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme CPU, which is included with the Xbox edition, and less powerful 4-core 20-watt chip in the white version. So the Xbox edition is actually getting that spec bump, the higher end version of the Asus ROG Ally, which great. I mean, that's what I want to see. The other thing that they don't mention here and will have most of my interest when they do announce this thing that I want to pay attention to is the battery life. Is it going to be a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half battery life like we currently have on the market when you're playing the major AAA games? If that's the case, then again, to me, the portability really is kind of irrelevant because I'm going to be having my charger with me and I'm going to be having this thing plugged into the wall most of the time that I'm playing it so I can get the most power out of it and that I can actually play it for more than an hour and a half with a downloaded AAA game on it. So we will see. I'm hoping the battery life is improved. That is a major deal breaker for a lot of people, including myself. But the fact that it's an Xbox version, I have Xbox Game Pass. I play a lot of my games via the Xbox ecosystem, especially with the whole Play Anywhere thing that I really do like. This is something that I would absolutely be interested in. I wonder how much it's going to cost because the stuff is going up. Things are increasing in price across the entire gaming industry. I have a scary feeling here that this thing is going to be pushing almost $1,000, but we will end up seeing when they do officially announce it. The other thing that is pretty interesting here that really shows Xbox is preparing for the next hardware for the next Xbox and it being a handheld is we have this here, a picture of the user interface, and it is on the Xbox app on Windows, and this is in the compact mode. And in the compact mode, this is just a small thing, but I agree here that it does indicate that they are trying to get this ready for mobile devices, that it now has clock, Wi-Fi information, and battery status in the compact mode. And Tom Warren writes here, just in time for the Xbox branded handheld. If we go down here, Chrism here says, also worth noting, a ton of Ubisoft games just showed up on the Microsoft Store listing, purchased from Windows Store, not Ubisoft. They're visible in the Xbox PC app as well. It's another interesting thing there. And on top of that, which I think also points more towards there being a Xbox handheld on the go, is in the latest patch here for Starfield, there is now a new very low settings, which would clearly be perfect for handhelds and probably put in there in anticipation of weaker hardware coming out to play this game, which would, and handheld would make complete sense. So there's lots of things happening here that are pointing towards the imminent announcement and potentially release of an Xbox handheld. I would not be shocked if at the June showcase, this is a hardware reveal that they show off and they say it will be available relatively soon. This would not be shocking whatsoever. The other question that I think a lot of people have when they do see this, and it's a valid question, is this the path forward for Xbox going into the next generation, or is just one step and then we are going to be getting made by Microsoft, made by Xbox handheld? I think we will be. I think this is just the beginning. I think they're just kicking it off, similar to what Steam did with the Steam Deck, and then they licensed out Steam OS to Lenovo with the Lenovo Legion Go S and the Steam version. I feel like it's just like that, and we will be getting a specifically made in-house by Xbox branded handheld, as well as that at-home console that Sarah Bond did tease at that business updates a year ago. So lots to look forward here to. I sold off my handhelds. I sold off my ROG Ally. I sold off my Steam Deck just because I just wasn't using them enough with that battery life. The battery life really turned me off. So we'll see how this one does go. And if it does improve upon it, I will absolutely be interested. An easy to use user interface on the handheld right away. You boot into it. You get all of your Xbox ecosystem and Game Pass stuff. And hopefully your catalog that you have on your console will continue to be expanded out onto PC so you can access that. It is exactly what I'm looking for right now going forward in the handheld market. So I'll end the video there. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.